Hey guys, Troy Dooley, the Beachside CEO. This is not a happy video. This is a frustrating video because over the weekend, Labor Day weekend, people are supposed to be enjoying life, enjoying their families, having fun. I was with my family, my little girl, 7 years old, took 7th all around in her gymnastics meet, and the team took #1. I thought that was pretty good. This is what happened over the weekend. I just started seeing really what looked like a bunch of monkeys in a pig slough. If you ever seen that, and I mean, the crap was just a flying back and forth, and I'm thinking, what the heck is this, man? So as I started studying it, finally my phone rings, and Jason Elrod, the co-founder and CEO over at Disrupt, calls and says, man, I got a problem. Can you talk to me? And he knows, man, that family is important to me. So he'd actually text, and he said, Troy, it is an emergency. It only take about 5 minutes. I just need some advice. I said, all right, not a sweat. We try to take care of our clients. So I walked out between the sessions in there, and I said, what's up? And he shared with me the situation. Had an individual that was collecting people's money and don't know what happened to it from that point forward, actually. It didn't go to Disrupt or anything else, but this person was purporting, we'll put these documents up on the blog post. This person has admitted that this is what he was doing, but he was taking money on the pretense that someday in the future, Disrupt might go public. And he was collecting money so people could buy stock. This wasn't a crowdfunding situation. The company had given no authorization based on the information I've received from them. Dave Hunt, who's their CEO or their SEC attorney, had not sent out any accreditation forms or anything for these people to sign to say, yes, we're accredited investors. We can afford to do this. I mean, it was a cluster. So Jason said, what's your opinion? What should I do? I said, well, number one, you got to validate this stuff. You can't just have people telling you this. You got to get the information, get the facts, get the supporting documentation, and as soon as you can validate it, as soon as you know for sure, he goes, well, this person told me he was doing it. I said, if that's the case, then you're left with no room whatsoever but to terminate. And I said, that's sad, that's harsh, but I said, we're talking about SEC regulations, we're talking about the U.S. Postal Service regulations, we're talking about different federal agencies. We're talking about the state of Arizona, the state of Texas. You got to make public statements. You've got to distance yourself because this isn't something that you've approved. Now, I turned right around and I contacted this individual. And I said, look, man, this is something that is terrible. I don't know all the facts. I only know what I'm getting from Disrupt, and I would like your side of it. And I want you to address, and I asked him 3 questions. And he sent me back a statement. Now, he sent it back last night. He was on the road. I got it this morning. We're putting this video out this afternoon. Disrupt sent termination letters to him yesterday. We'll put that up in the blog. They made a public announcement yesterday about that they had nothing to do with this. But here is this individual's response back to me that I think it's only fair that we give both sides of this, because this is an educational moment. Please understand that. I get so tired of people saying, why are you dogging that company? Or why are you dogging that person? Well, you know what? When it can affect the whole industry, we're going to talk about it. Whether you like it or not, whether it affects your company or not, if we're not walking a line, if we're not holding each other accountable, then guess what? We can all go down. And after what I saw the last couple of weeks happen to our friends at Vima, I'm going to do everything in my power to protect this community and protect my clients. So deal with it. Here's what this individual wrote. Mr. Dooley, this is what I have to say. When I signed up as a distributor with One, that's his prior company, it was a good decision, no regrets. As I began to work the business, I shared my visions and thought with Jason Elrod. At that time, Jason Elrod was a president over there. It was Jason that helped me obtain the building name known as Hub Hive, and even flew it to help me guide me in selecting the perfect location. That's something Jason would do. Over time, we developed a great business relationship that bonded on friendship, trust, integrity, and a vision for the company. And Jason's actually told me that. I think that's what's bothering him the most in this, is he feels betrayed. When Jason decided to continue in the MLM industry after the closing of One, he decided to contact a few people. I was one of them. We all worked hard to bring a different MLM company for those of like minds. From One through Disrupt, Jason and I friendship and business relationship continued. The closing of One did not alter it. Missed months of commission checks did not alter it. Jason and I had done verbal agreements, both person to person, by the phone. We'd even done business handshakes with an acknowledgement of the commitment of trust that we shared towards one another. It was a verbal agreement that I had permission to include trusted individuals into the pool. Of course, more people company-wide would agree with the status quo title of CEO than me, but time will tell all. I asked Jason about this. Jason said, no, Troy, here's what happened. He goes, I asked him, and this is YG. He goes, I asked YG, do you want to be part of this? Do you want to be part of the crowdfunding? Do you want to be part of the founders in this? Because we're going to crowdfund some of this. We got some shares for you guys. And he said, no, man, I can't right now. I'm waiting on some money to come in and stuff, but I have some partners that are accredited that I would like to get in. Well, none of this transpired from what they were supposed to do. But what has transpired, and maybe this is a miscommunication, although YG is a very smart businessman, and I'm assuming he's got some really good counselors around him. So I don't know. This is probably going to end up in court. But according to, obviously, YG, he thought he had a verbal agreement to do something that would basically be classified in the eyes of the SEC as selling unregistered securities. It wouldn't be seen as crowdfunding unless they can prove that all these people were accredited and that he'd been given permission to act on behalf of Disrupt Worldwide LLC. And Disrupt put out a public statement saying that they did not do that. That's where this goes south, and there's two sides. I, too, had a long ride on the success of Disrupt, a lot riding on the success of Disrupt, which is why I was all in 100%, energy, training, tours, material, etc. I brought the largest team to the company, and they all worked hard. Everybody tells me they bring the largest team to the company. He did bring a large team to the company, but I don't know if it's the largest. And we'll get that out if it's important. Why would I want to damage this? This is why this was to be my last MLM. I was retiring to work with other ventures and finally giving my family more of my time. I would never jeopardize my name or my self-worth. One of the other things writing on this is that it has been purported that he has joined Surge 365. There was possibly a BDA that he had received, and then his team decided they didn't want to go over there. I mean, this is very convoluted, and everybody needs to understand this. But there's two sides to this. There's Disrupt making their stance and saying no. There's YG saying, wait a minute, I had a verbal agreement. Well, verbal agreements don't work with the SEC when it comes to unregistered securities. That's part of this. Now, here it goes. I would never jeopardize my name or my self-worth. I simply was resigning because things were not working out as planned in every aspect of myself and key leaders, for myself and key leaders. I guess my resignation posed a threat to the company and couldn't get the basics right from the start. Well, that's subjective. I've been working with Disrupt from the start. Companies such as Infotrax, who's one of the most respected compensation creators, have been working with them. Top organizations. So I think what we have here is that when disrupted MLM, okay, that's kind of weird. Basically, a lot of people didn't understand the compensation. They didn't understand what was happening. And when that happens, all of a sudden leaders say, man, we're not making the kind of money that we're supposed to make, and they leave. I have no problem with YG leaving and going to Surge 365 or any other company if he does it correctly. My issues are when I see unregistered securities or the potential thereof, that causes issues. It saddens me to think that after all I've sacrificed as a leader in Disrupt, it plays out as if I was a crook in order to protect the name of the company and owner. Why would I put my hard-earned reputation on the line for a few $1,000s, not to mention swindle my very close friends? It just doesn't make sense. The truth will eventually come to light. It saddens me and my family that my departure from a company that I have provided 150% of time, energy, and personal funds has taken such an unpleasant, adversarial, and disheartening end. But I trust in God, and He knows best. Daryl, YG. And I told Daryl, I will put this up. You can see it all. This is here to give both sides to the situation. I am always going to go with regulations when there's regulations in play. We take out the emotions. We take out of everything. YG has proven that he can draw a lot of people to him. Now, whether they're just all followers or whether they're leaders, I don't know that. I'm not around them enough. Disrupt has proven that they could rise like a phoenix out of the ashes and create something that people are excited about, that people want to be a part of. They've got services that make sense for people. How this turns out, we don't know. But here's what I want you guys to take away from this as a lesson. Never do you take money from other people in your organization, ever. I've seen this go bad all the time. As soon as you take money, they expect something. And if you've even halfway given a promise to them, well, now you've got an income claim, a lifestyle claim, you've got securities violations, you got everything. I hope that YG and Disrupt can get this handled. But in the meantime, if you're in Disrupt, you need to focus on building Disrupt. You need to learn what the products and services for, who you need to talk to. You need to learn the compensation structure if you decide you want to build an independent sales organization. But stop this backbiting, mud-throwing, crap-throwing. Get out of the pigsty. Stop acting like a bunch of monkeys that just follow each other around and start being leaders. That's the name of the game. YG, I expect you to be the leader you say you are. Hire yourself a legal team. Get this taken care of if you have to. But do it right. Don't be wallowing. Don't be trying to jump. Don't be trying to do anything until you get this handled, because if you jump somewhere else, eyeballs are going to be on you from these regulators, man, until this is fixed. So you guys need to get this fixed, get a settlement taken care of, and get it behind everybody so everybody can move forward. That's the name of the game. Because right now, sadly, this is disrupting all kinds of people's lives, and I don't think it's the kind of disrupting people were anticipating. That's the problem. Live life like it's an epic adventure. Stay dangerous, stay strong. And if you're in network marketing, act like it.